Greetings, YouTube. The doctor is in. Dr. Urius Papers here, coming at you with another commentary on Dungeons and Dragons. And welcome to the channel that takes power gaming to the next level. Where would we be without power gaming? Today on the Doctor Spell Prognosis, we are going to be going over the spell Investiture of Stone. We're giving this a C+. These are kind of creeping up in grade as we go. Still not in the B range. This is about halfway through. This almost is at that 6th level, power level, almost. It's not quite there yet. But first, I want to tell everybody, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you have any questions or comments, please leave a question or comment. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you know when I've got another video out. All right, Investiture of Stone is a 6th level spell that requires concentration. It is usable by druids, sorcerers, warlocks, and wizards. It is a 1-action casting time, which has a range of self. I really wish these were touch instead of self. They would be so much better if you could cast these on someone else. So much better. I know where they were going with this. This is early on in the game. Elemental Evil Player's Companion, came out right after like Tyranny of Dragons. It was one of the first supplements they came out with, so they didn't have a lot of other books out. Xanthar's hadn't been out. Tasha's hadn't been out. If you could cast this on another person, you could cast it on your familiar, but unfortunately it's safe, or itself. Verbal somatic component. It lasts for 10 minutes. I've got a big problem with this particular mechanic of this spell. 10 minutes really doesn't make a difference, although 10 minutes for this one actually might be pretty good for one thing that it can do, and we're going to talk about that. But for the most part, combats last 3 or 4 rounds. A minute is fine. So until the spell ends, bits of rocks spread across your body, and you gain the following benefits. You have resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage from non-magical attacks. Most monsters do bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing of a non-magical nature. That in itself is pretty awesome. That is really what Stone Skin should be, but it is not, and thus we get Investiture of Stone. In addition, you can use your action. I really wish this wasn't an action. I wish this was like a bonus action. You can use your action to create a small earthquake on the ground in a 15-foot radius centered on you. Other creatures on that ground must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or be knocked prone. Now, this isn't knocking them back, but it's knocking them prone. And it's everything in a 15-foot radius. So if you're kind of front line and you're in the middle of a bunch of enemies, you can knock them prone, and it's a dex save, which if I'm going to pick one of the physical saving throws, I would rather it be the dex save, because most things have trouble with that. They have some trouble compared to strength and con. And knocking things prone is pretty good, so let's look at prone, because prone is an important condition. So they can only move with a crawl, or they can stand up, and remember, standing up uses half your movement. They have disadvantage on all attack rolls, and an attack roll against the creature has advantage if the attacker is within 5 feet of the creature. Otherwise, the attack roll has disadvantage because they're hitting the dirt. So you could pop this off, knock a bunch of creatures prone, and then the rest of your allies could be going up and using their 5-foot range melee attacks to just blast them. Lastly, you can move across difficult terrain made of earth or stone without spending extra movement, and period, you can move through solid earth or stone as if it was air without destabilizing it, but you can't end your movement there. If you do so, you are rejected to the nearest unoccupied space. This space ends, and you are stunned until the end of your next turn. So you can move through solid stone. You can't end your movement. Okay, so that means for 10 minutes you can move through stone. You can't end there, but if you can get your movement rate way up, this actually has some utility for you to be able to use it quite a long time. You want to move from one cave to another, or move through a stone wall, or sneak into a castle. You can use your movement to get past those stone barriers to get where you're going. You can't bring other people with you, but you yourself can do it. So this is way better than Investiture of Flame. And personally, it's way better because of the knocking things prone and being able to move through stone. It's way better than Investiture of Ice. Way better. It's still not that great. Now, what classes do I think would be good with this? So it's usable by Druid, Sorcerers, Warlocks, and Wizards, like we said. So for the Sorcerer, I would say Wild Magic Sorcerer, because I just like the Wild Magic Sorcerer. And then the Twin Spell ability is really good with this. So you could, if you're up front, God forbid that you're up front as a Sorcerer like this, you could use your action to knock things down, or you could use your bonus action to Quicken Spell, hitting something from far away and then knocking things down with your action. Either way, it doesn't matter. For Wizards, for this spell, I do like the Blade Singer, although there are much better 6th level spells the Blade Singer should be taking other than this one. But the Blade Singer is going to kind of be up front. I don't think it's worth them wasting their action and their extra attack for this, but you may want to do this to get away. And this is a good way to get away from things too, this prone condition. And then for Druids, I like the Circle of the Moon Druid, because the Circle of the Moon Druid could cast this spell and be concentrating on it while they're mowing through things as a big giant bear or tiger or something. And they could use this ability every round to knock things prone and get advantage on their attacks while they are wild shape. All right, that is what I have for everybody today. I appreciate everybody tuning in, and I will catch everybody later.